Hi, I'm Roger Hamilton, the creator of the Wealth Dynamics test, and you're actually seeing this video in a very short space of time where something very exciting is happening. The first thing is we've just gone over about 250,000 people who've taken this test, so it really is the #1 test for entrepreneurs now around the world for you to find your flow. And I want to share just a few reasons why I think it's become popular and why I think you could find it of real value for you as well. But there's a second part, which is that at this very moment, we have the launch of my new book, Millionaire Master Plan, taking place. And I am packaging all of that. Everything that you're going to be hearing on this video are things that are being packaged in right now so that when you do decide to take the test, if you decide to take it now, you get all of that as well. So first of all, what is this test about? Why do I think you should take it? The first thing is we all have a natural path in life. There's things that we're great at, there's things we're not so great at. I mean, think back to school, right? Like when I was at school, I was awesome at art. I loved art. It was fabulous. It was like my favorite subject. French, not so much. Right? It's like for some reason my brain just didn't work that same way. But my experience of school was being much more of a failure than a success because I would spend 5, 10 times more time on things like French, and biology was another one, than I was on things I loved like art. Even though now in my life, now that I've understood wealth dynamics, I spend all my time being creative. And I'll have other people doing those things that I'm not so good at. So in your life, it's the same thing. You know, at school, we get taught we have to focus on the things that we're not so good at. But when you get into business, you cannot do it that way because there are things that you're amazing at, which is where you really deliver value. And by knowing which of the 8 profiles you are, that will make all the difference to being able to do what you should be doing, because that's your winning formula, and not doing the things that are your losing formula. So on the Wealth Dynamics Square, for example, Bill Gates, who is a creator, is the opposite of someone like George Soros, who's a trader. He's great at creating, not so good at timing. Someone like Oprah Winfrey is the opposite of someone like a Warren Buffett, because a star will shine through their brand, whereas an accumulator will be able to create wealth through their assets. The understanding that there are 8 different profiles and you're one of them allows you to be able to get in your flow and get the right role models around, and most importantly, know what to say no to. Now, this is also where we get to step 2, your team and the people around you. Every other person also has a natural path, and it may be very different from yours. So knowing your customers, and we'll show you ways you can find that out by actually taking the test. We give you tools to be able to assess and understand how others have a different profile and have different ways that they learn, that they lead, but also your team, or even partners that you decide to work with, even your family, that once you actually understand what their natural flow is, you can actually direct and support them on what their path should be, instead of sending them some direction where it ends up feeling like hard work and they end up going against the current. And that leads us to number 3. This is the only assessment test that's linked to time, which means all things have seasons, right? Like every industry, every company, even how every team or relationship is formed, goes through a spring, summer, autumn, and winter season. And by understanding that these are the same patterns that we, for generations, in fact, entire civilizations for centuries have been using, by understanding that and how we can use that ourselves to be able to see what's coming next in our business, to know exactly what kind of business we should even be in based on our profile, and to know how our winning formulas will become losing formulas at some time, and when that should happen, and when we should be changing the leadership in what we do. That makes all the difference. So for all those reasons, I really encourage you to give it a go. Take the profile, see how it works out for you, and see how much you can transform where you're at. And like I said, you are going to, just by deciding to do that right now, get a whole series of things that we put together, including my new book. We'll ship that to your door for no extra price, for the same cost as the profile right now. Plus, on top of that, we put a whole package together with $3,700 of vouchers of my events taking place in America, and even of something which we're very excited about launching called Genius U, which is an online platform that you're going to be able to use with this newfound knowledge to be able to connect with other people of the same profile as you, other people who are at the same level as you are at. And by understanding where you're at, you can then get the right support, the right mentors, the right resources that are going to make sure that your journey becomes a collective success where you're co-creating with others, as opposed to trying to figure it all out for yourself.